Tonight's ghost story comes courtesy of the Paranormal Viking, so thank you so much, Chris. I cannot wait to read this. Someone has very kindly sent him their ghost story and would like to remain anonymous, so he sent it on to me, and naturally I'm going to pass it on to you. And tonight's ghost story is called Who the F is Alice? This person says, I used to work in a hotel in North Wales. It was an old building, and the oldest parts, the foundations, were actually from a monastery that had been demolished during the reign of Henry VIII. So this place is old. The hotel had around 15 rooms, and while I've had similar experiences in other places, I've never had such vivid ones as I did working there. Please tell us more. This person goes on to say, I often worked the night shift and would lock up after all of the guests had returned. They had their keys to come and go, but I would secure the kitchens and the bar. He said, when I locked up, the front door, the hallway and the grand staircase were always freezing cold, despite the fact that a large coal fire was burning nearby. Some nights I would hear children running around upstairs giggling. On one occasion I decided to check on them. After all, it was a big old building with lots of winding corridors and even a turret with stone stairs. It was very dangerous. I went up to the 3rd floor, but I couldn't find them. Confused, I went back to check the register, but there were no children booked in on that floor. The next day, I asked the owner about it, and he casually said, it was most likely Alice. I assumed Alice was his daughter and didn't think much of it, but a few weeks later it happened again and again. I ignored it at first, but eventually I mentioned it to my boss. I said, it's not my business, but don't you worry about Alice playing near those stairs. He looked really confused for a moment and then said with a smirk, if she fell it wouldn't be so bad, seeing as she's already dead. Then he laughed. This person says, I just thought he was eccentric and tried to put it out of my mind. They go on to say, a week later, I was locking up again. It was winter and we didn't have any guests staying, though the bar had been open for a dinner service. As I pulled the door shut, I saw her, a little girl in a white dress with black hair and a white cloth cap, sitting on the offshoot staircase, staring down at me. No. This person says, to be honest, I just thought, nope, and closed the door. My kind of person. They go on to say, the next day or maybe the day after, I was chatting with the cleaner and I casually asked, do you believe in ghosts? She immediately replied, why, who have you seen? She went on to tell me that the hotel had a lot of activity, from chanting in the cellar to an old man who sits at the bar. There was also Alice, as well as ghostly dogs, cats, a woman in a black dress, and a young man dressed in the 90s style climbing gear. And then added, oh, and the old couple who sits silently in the dining room. What would you have done if you'd seen Alice? Let me know in the comments. Send me your ghost stories if you have one to the darklingchronicles25@gmail.com. Send me a message on here, however you want. I need to read your stories. Until then, follow for more.